Hey guys, so this is really just going to be a recap for our Table Rock NYFA tournament. I know it's a while past it, but when I was going to edit it, I guess somehow the data on my SD card corrupted, so I can't edit my footage. I don't have those clips anymore, which really sucks. PTA, we finished 22nd, I'm pretty sure. We had I don't know, 11 or 12 pounds, somewhere in there. I don't remember the exact weight. And we started off fishing. In practice, we had caught, we had found a couple areas where we had some smallmouth. And then we had this one spot that we figured would be pretty good. And so we went to check it first thing in the morning because it's kind of a little sneaky spot. And we ended up catching basically our whole limit there. Basically our whole bag except for one more fish. And those all came on either a swim bait or a tube mostly. A little tiny finesse tube and then a pretty small swim bait, like a 3.3. Where we were fishing the water, it was a little dingy. So, I think that may help the bite a little bit. Maybe as the fish didn't get to see as good of a look at our baits. But, and then the rest of the day we went flipping bushes and stuff to try and find one big fish, which we never really did. It's all right. We caught a 220 or something like that, caught a little smallmouth out of our thing. But really the setup for that, I can show you guys right here. We're flipping a 1/2 ounce jig. I was a little 1/2 ounce jig right here. My favorite color, it's Magic Craw or whatever it is, that green and blue one. Then on the back we had a net bait Rascal. I bite a little bit off of it, so it makes it a little bit more compact trailer. And then I dipped the tails in chartreuse. I went with a 1/2 ounce because, clear the water. A lot of times you want a quicker fall rate as, the fish don't get to see it as well, and it's more of a reaction bite. I caught a couple shorts doing that. Right on there, and then that's really the only setup I still have rigged on here. But the other one, the swim bait and stuff, I had my tube on the new Justin Hamner scoping rod, which this jig right here was, it was on my Halo BB Series Justin Hamner Signature Series jig rod. Great rod. I really like it. Super sensitive. We got some backbone to it. Daiwa Tatula for the reel. And then we have 14-pound Sunline Sniper. That was the setup for that. For my tube on my scoping rod, we had 12-pound braid to a 8-pound leader for that. And I think you could have went up to, 10 or something like that if you really wanted to with how, dirty that water was. But, and then the swim bait, I had that on my Halo 7-foot HFX medium light. I really like that, so you can really just lean into it once you feel that bite, which is really good for those smallmouth. They have smallmouth, everything. But so that was Saturday, and then Sunday, our plan, we really wanted to, get some points. And so we hadn't really seen anything flipping bushes or anything all week, or our whole practice really either. It was super spot oriented from what I've heard from, people that are friends, family friends, and that fished a little bit. It was just super spot oriented to catch bigger fish. And so our plan on Sunday, which is where only me and my partner could fish, was to just try and catch as many keeper smallmouth as we could, as we felt like that was our best opportunity to get up into, 13, 14 pounds, as long as you catch a couple high 2s, 3-pound smallmouth, which were actually decently hard to come by, Normally, that time of year, you can catch 3 to 3.5 pounders. like multiple in a day. But we just never really found too many quality, but we catch quite a few. Like no stress catching a limit, really. And so we went back to that spot that we had fished on Saturday. That was like our most confident spot, really. And then whenever we got there and started fishing, it was pretty hot off the bat, you know. And again, I caught like 3 keepers on a swim bait, and then I lost one right by the net. That would have been a keeper. And then I think I caught another one on a swim bait, or a tube or something like that. And my partner caught one on a Ned rig, which he hadn't really thrown all that much that week. But we'd caught a couple on it in practice, so we figured why not throw it a little bit, change something up. And he caught one. And then we went a little bit without catching them. And then we hit this one area where we cold with a pretty nice one, and stuff like that, and caught a couple more. None that really cold us up much. I think there was bite windows throughout the day, because it kind of seemed like, unless it was just those 2 spots, we never caught really any other fish anywhere else. We ended up with like 11.6 maybe, somewhere in there. We ended up taking second, so that was really good for points. We actually have a 5-point lead going into our championship. So hopefully we can go get it done. Catch a couple bass at Stockton. It's decently tough right now, it seems. But, we'll make it through everything. But, yep. So 22nd place finish on Saturday, and then a 2nd place finish on Sunday. It was really fun. Caught quite a few fish. You always love catching the smallmouth. They fight so hard and everything. But thank you guys for watching. For like any of these baits, you can get them on AmericanBaitWorks.com, or if you live around me in like the Ozarks, you can go to Baitworks. They have a lot of that stuff too, as well as these new Hamner rods as well, if you wanted to pick one of them up. But that is like my new favorite jig trailer. It's like the one I was using before, kind of like the pocket chunk in a way. But thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and